So this is page 5. You will have printed out page 4 and you will have decided on which combination of text and subhead treatment you want to use. And you're going to test the spacing with page 5. So you want to go and duplicate your page 4. You'll have a page 5. You want to delete all but your favorite treatment once you're on page 5. So I'm going to go with Helvetica and Baskerville. So I'm going to delete all of the others. And you're actually going to expand this a bit. You're going to pull it out to the full depth. Going to make sure that your style, and this is where your labels are really going to come in handy, that your style is applied throughout. So I want to make sure that this is all Baskerville 9 on 10. It's often helpful to make the box a little bit larger so that you can really style more than just what's going to be visible. So Baskerville regular 9 on 10, and now I want to go back in and oh, still not enough. So you do want to check all of this carefully. Just make sure that you have consistent formatting throughout your samples. Your samples are not worth a lot if they switch typefaces halfway through. So my text, Baskerville 9 on 10. My subheads should be Helvetica bold 9 on 10. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to make this subhead Helvetica bold 9 on 10. Erase the label, and I have one more subhead here. Now this sample is using space. A space, what we call a space after, to indicate every new paragraph. And this is one way to do it. You absolutely can do it this way, but what I want you to test is both using a space after and using tabs. Now on your brief, I've given you page 4 of the brief has some examples of rules for using indent versus a space after. So indent means that each new paragraph is indicated with an indent, meaning the first line of that paragraph is indented a little bit. A good starting size is between 1 and 3 picas for your indent. Space after, you have a whole line free. And a good starting size for your space after is to match your leading. So if you're 9 on 10, then you would have one full line of 9 on 10. Now, the indent can be fairly small, it can be fairly large. The space after can be fairly small or fairly large. For both, you want to choose a size, whether it's your indent size or your space after size, that is clearly noticeable enough to indicate a new paragraph has started, without being too distracting. You don't want it to be so huge that it sort of slows the reader down or confuses them. Now, generally you choose one. You either choose indent or the space after to indicate a new paragraph. A mistake a lot of new designers make is they will do both. They'll do a space after and an indent. And this is like having a belt and suspenders. You don't need to indicate this twice. Indent indicates a new paragraph, space after indicates a new paragraph. Choose one, don't do both. Now, there are times when you can use both within a design. This is an example where there is a space after the paragraph to indicate a new section. So this designer put a space after before a subhead. But you'll notice no paragraph, each paragraph either uses a space after or an indent. The other important thing to note is that the first paragraph of a section is not indented. Generally, the first paragraph of your article or the first paragraph of each section does not need the indent. There's quite a bit of detail here on page 4 of your PDF. So, your left-hand sample, you're going to use space after. Your right-hand sample, you're going to go in and you're going to try it with indents. So, we can remove the space after and just use the tab key to give ourselves indents. I'm not going to indent the subheads because I think that they're called out pretty clearly by my size and style and weight choices. But I am indicating new new paragraphs with an indent. Now, in order to change the indent, so I did all of them with the tab key. If you turn on your hidden characters, you'll see there's a little tab character there. Remember from our last project, you have a tab character in the text, and you also need to set up a tab stop. In InDesign, it's under Type Tabs. Otherwise, it really works identically. So we can just move our first tab stop to where we want it to be. So I'm going to try a pica and a half as my paragraph indent. I think that looks pretty good. So 1 pica, 6 points. So now this page, you're going to do your best to style the column these two different ways. On the left hand, use space after to indicate new paragraphs. On the right hand, use indent to indicate new paragraphs. Print it out. Decide which one you like best.